Good morning and Merry Christmas. You can't see her, but that's Mom behind me there. Had to tell her I was vlogging so she didn't think I was talking to her. But happy Christmas and last day of Vlogmas, and happy Hanukkah as well to folks who celebrate all of these various holidays. I'm heading out. It's just before 8, doing a little Christmas walk / run, since I'm feeling much better than I have been the last 2 days. Sorry about the short vlogs, by the way. We were busy, plus I got tired. But not entirely 100%, but I do still like to get the body moving every morning. We had a fabulous, what we like to think of as Christmas Day 1 or Part 1, yesterday with Christmas Eve. Everyone, I think, was really happy with their gifts. We had matching t-shirts that Dad got for us. We got to open our Advent, so check out that video if you haven't seen it yet. If you want to hear about our blitz through some surprise Advents from Dad. And then I started working on one of the Advent projects because we have a whole plan for how we're going to make 2 different blankets out of these Advents and then swap them, kind of. So Dad will be in charge of joining the hypnotic yarn, secret stains, jigsaw puzzle, plus the fangirl fibers yarn that's been added in to that one. He'll be in charge of joining that blanket, and then I'll be in charge of joining our Hawaii blanket. So basically I need to finish all of my big squares, which is what we're making from the puzzle and the fangirl fibers Advent, and my sister and my dad need to finish the Hawaii squares so we can swap the squares, so when I go back to LA I take the right ones with me and I leave the right ones here. So we are in a full out blitz for that. I think we may or may not have stressed out Dad with all the different projects because we still have our Heidi bears that we're working on for Lottie's teacher. That's not really due until May or June, but in the Cozies family, we don't like to have things hanging over our head, so it needs to be done now. So we're working on that. Plus, we still have the Christmas puzzle. And so that's kind of a hard one. We've gotten all the characters built out, but now it's just like the blue and the white. Plus, it took us forever to find the right pieces for the edges, which Dad usually likes to start with. So different approach this year. So yeah, all in all, very exciting, lots to do. 'Tis a little bit chilly. Oh, but I did want to take a moment, in case I forgot, as we got through the day, to kind of like talk through how I felt about this year and my Advents and such. You'll see that you saw, hopefully, that I finished my Ruby and Roses Advent blanket. I absolutely loved it. I loved how the colors turned out. I loved how the blanket looks. I think it really worked out with the purple, which was kind of a roll of the dice on that one because it could have totally looked terrible with purple, but just kind of looking at her style of dyeing, like I kind of figured it would work out. So woohoo, worked in my favor on that one. Hold on, we gotta cross the street, so we gotta look both ways and also not step in a giant puddle. So I was absolutely pleased with that and would definitely do her Advent again. I loved getting to open the box. I think that really added to it, and that reminds me I still have a day left. I need to open the main skein that it came with. It didn't come with a lot of like extra goodies, and so if you like that, like that's something to keep in mind. But I was perfectly happy with just basically getting the yarn. I know we got the tuft woolens. Obviously I haven't opened today, so I don't know if there's anything else in there, but you know, sometimes when you get like the extra candies and stuff, like I usually don't actually eat them because like I like peppermint, but I'm not gonna eat like 6 candy canes. So it's okay for me to like just have the yarn, just have like one extra goodie thing, and I'm perfectly happy with that. So when she drops it, I will definitely be getting next year's Advent, and probably doing the same thing, just maybe a little bit of a shorter blanket, even though it was kind of a narrow blanket. So I might need to think that through just a smidge, or be okay with the fact that the rows are not going to make it every time. And honestly, I don't think you could even tell from the blanket that I didn't make it all the way across with the contrasting colors each day. The only thing about my yarn for next year is I don't know if I have any yarns that I have multiple enough of, like I had of the Perpinkle, that are like the Perpinkle obviously wasn't like a neutral, but it was pretty consistent. It was like speckled. So most of my yarns are like a deep variegate. So what I may get is, and you'll see that we're using this if you follow along in the podcast in the new year, is we use the like Knit Picks Bear, but with Selena in it. So I might do that, which I think could be really pretty, especially if the yarns end up being as bright as they were this year. So I really enjoyed doing that. We'll definitely get it again and buy it for next year. And then I had my Freckled Whimsy as well, and this is my third year doing it, and I was absolutely happy with it. It's clearly not like the classic Christmas colors, and I kind of like that, because how many times can you do red and green? So I thought it was fun, and it felt like a surprise, right? Because you totally did not know what color was happening next. So we'll definitely do those again. If you remember last year, I tried DK weight. This year I went back to fingering weight, so I'm going to do fingering weight again next year, because it allows basically 4 pairs of socks, because the 50 gram skeins have 2 rounds of the 24 stripes, and so then that means I can give Gabs the rest of my skeins so she can make socks during Christmas and July, which she likes to do. So whoops, sorry, my hand was getting tired, so I was trying to switch hands there. So really enjoyed that. I think both, while I was behind on some days, were generally pretty doable for keeping up with, and working full time, this being a pretty busy season for us. So I was very happy with that. And of course I had the other added advents of the Hawaii Advent, the the Hypnotic Yarn one, and the Fangirl Fibers, and was perfectly fine with having those as they were, and not entirely having a plan for them until we did. And now we do have a plan for them, and I guess we are continuing on in our blanket era. So if you are interested, I'll continue more vlogging throughout today, but again, before I forget and it's 9 o'clock at night and I'm like, I'm tired, we will be doing a wrap-up video where we talk about what we made this year, our goals, how we did with those goals, the stash that's been really important to us, and then what we're looking forward to into next year. So keep your eyeballs peeled for that one. We should be doing it in a couple of days or so, and we'll probably post it before the new year, because who the heck cares? We are the masters of our own YouTube universe. And so again, I'll still vlog throughout this day, but just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting this year's Vlogmas. We've had so much more interaction than we have in the past, and I really appreciate it. It makes it so much more fun for me, and I think also for Gabs, because it also kind of gets her to participate, and Christmas is a really hard time for her because she's got so much going on as well. So we love this. I'll do it again next year, and thank you so much, and happy holidays and happy new year.
This is aged Gruyere.
Exciting.
And this is a raw goat from Belgium called Cabriolet. So we have these, and then of course, Mount Tam.
Poinsettia, right?
Yeah.
It's pumping.
Yeah.
Those are birds.
And
That's
then you
not
can,
poinsettia?
No, I
No,
think
those
it's
are
birds.